One of the hardest conversations I think I had to have was when I was in a relationship with someone I loved and they didn't love me back.
Ooh.
And I think that's a really hard, honest of a conversation to have with yourself when you keep forcing something and pushing something and trying to make something happen. It was like Fetch, okay? Fetch is not happening in Mean Girls.
When I got to LA and, I would audition and I wouldn't get the jobs right away. And that really hurt my feelings and I took it personally and I didn't understand and I went to, acting school and did all the things you're supposed to do. And so one day I had a heart-to-heart conversation for me. The ocean brings me peace. So I drove to the beach and I sat there and I thought, what do I want to do? Is this really what I want to do? And not only did I pose the question to myself, I then posed the question to God and said, God, is this what I'm supposed to do? Because I'm finding it hard to find my way, And a lot of times people didn't think a model could walk and talk at the same time. So it was really difficult to, start booking jobs and getting casting directors to believe in your work. So I really sat there and said, if it's not for me, let me know. And I think you can use that in whatever you do, right? And what it came down to for me is that I love it.
One of the hardest conversations I think I had to have was when I was in a relationship with someone I loved and they didn't love me back.
Ooh.
And I think that's a really hard, honest of a conversation to have with yourself when you keep forcing something and pushing something and trying to make something happen. It was like Fetch, okay? Fetch is not happening in Mean Girls. I was trying to force this person to love me.
Was it that he didn't love you or he didn't love you the way you wanted to be loved?
If I'm honest, there were moments when I felt like he didn't even like me.
Ooh.
So it was really hard when you love this person, when you feel like you've done everything to kind of fit into their world, to be what you think they want, to act, walk into. You're doing all these things to change yourself, hoping that this person will love you. And then you come to that realization, you just look at yourself in the mirror one day and you're like, I have to love myself more than I love him.
Amen.
I think the question that I had to ask myself is, why do some people not like me?
Would you?
I want to do this.
Okay.
I'm here with you.
Yeah,
and
let's work
You
through
know
it.
that we've all gone through that, especially
Yeah.
being on a show like this where you put your whole life out there.
Yeah, and your opinions.
your thoughts.
Yeah.
The stupid things you've done, the stupid things you think.
Yeah. And the breakthrough, because it's like you start and you go, what is it? And so then you go through, okay, well, maybe it's my look. Maybe it's what I say. And then the thing that I started to realize through mindfulness and meditation is that everybody's just not gonna dig you. And that's okay.
And that's okay.
But you still can live a good life.
Yeah.
And you have to learn to take the rejections, to take the criticism, and understand that you're okay. You're not everybody's cup of tea.
No.
It's okay. Some people like, chamomile, some people like green tea.
Yeah.
Sometimes they mix it.
Right.
But it took me a long time to understand that. But the mistake that I was making was that I was trying to be
What you thought they wanted.
exactly.
Yo. And that,
Yeah.
oh, there's
That's
nothing
tough.
harder than
That
that.
is tough. And that's a big lesson.
Because sadly, you never can be.
What would you want to apologize to yourself for?
Dang, Garcelle, this is deep.
When I was younger, I would say to myself, I apologize for not speaking up and doubting myself, because I'm better than that. And it would always help me, and that's what got me
great.
through 8 years with a bunch of old men.
I feel like it was really hard for me to write this letter because I think when you're apologizing, it's actual for forgiveness, and I don't think I'm there yet.
Okay.
Like, you're not there to give yourself that. Yeah, I really don't think I'm there yet. I'm still annoyed with myself about this.
No.
It's something that I really do struggle with, and it's that I apologize to myself for the lack of self-discipline that I have. And it's something that I beat myself up about in so many areas of my life, whether it's like, man, Adrienne, you said you wanted to be the girl that got up every day and went to the gym. and I fail myself in that area, and then I beat myself up about it. Like, why can't I do the things that I set out to do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, in so many areas of my life, whether it's I say I'm gonna be disciplined and get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and read the word, and then I press snooze. And then later in the day, I'm like, why couldn't I just do what I said I wanted to do? And I literally, it about myself. So here it goes. Dear Adrienne, I apologize for being so hard on myself for my lack of self-discipline, but I really need to get it together. I blamed my lack of self-discipline for certain things in my career going wrong, my health not being its highest potential, even my own infertility. I apologize for comparing myself to other women and not pushing myself to be the best me. Now I'm realizing I'm a constant work in progress, and I promise to give 100% to myself every day.
And that's
Hi.
all.
And I-
That's a great way to
And
start.
that's a lie,
That's it.
because tomorrow I'm not gonna give 100%, and then I'm gonna be at myself.
But at least it's
Don't-
a start.
But
Yes.
that's honest.
But no,
It
but,
is honest.
But own that you're trying. The day you stop trying is
Yeah.
the day I'll be worried.
Let her know.
And you aren't doing that now, and you will always get back up and be like, okay, how do I adjust this to try to make that goal? So maybe it's not 5, maybe it's at 8, or maybe it's before you go to bed, or
Yeah.
make the
But
adjustments
will I
to suit
ever
you.
be that person?
Yes,
You
you
get what
will.
I'm saying?
Just don't
And do
stop
you
trying.
have to be that person?
Because that's what time will let you know.
But I want
to be.
But that's the whole point of life. Is like you just gotta let the process play itself out.
Yes.
You know, everything is not always planned and perfect.
That I let what happened to me as a kid stunt me from using my voice. I hated myself for a long time for not speaking up for those 3 years that somebody was taking advantage of me. And I'm embarrassed about it, because then moving on, and many times actually on this show, when somebody was actually violating me or making me feel bad, I would work harder to try to go make friends with that person. And I would be like, why don't you like me? And it was pathetic, and I'm embarrassed about it. But I never turned around and actually apologized to myself, because today I'm not that same person.
Right.
And it took those instances, and maybe even some of those people, to get me to realize, like, no, it's still there, your voice is there.